real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Alicia Muniz rented an apartment to the defendant, but after she moved in, she claimed there were ghosts in the unit. Alicia did not believe the defendant's suspicions, and he's suing her today for damages. Defendant Sierra Alexander insists she had 3 interactions with ghosts while living in Alicia's rental property. Sierra claims she once saw a shadow walking by her door, and another time saw a shadow of a man's face wearing a Sherlock Holmes hat. Sierra's countersuing for a rent refund and a security deposit.
Start with you.
Your Honor, although I'm a big fan of the show, I think we may have contacted the wrong show. I think we should have called Ghost Hunters. It might pertain a little bit better to this situation that we're dealing with.
How so?
I know that you have come across, a variety of people in your line of work, and as a landlord, I also have, but this tenant takes the cake.
Tell me.
In the middle of the night, I received calls on a number of occasions, but one in particular where she called and asked me if I had any knowledge of a murder or someone that died in the property. And I asked her, well, why? What do you mean? And she said, well, I think there's ghosts here. So, humoring the situation, I laugh and I say, okay, I'll check for you. Me and my son, we Google it. So I was like, okay, I'll Google it. I look up, there's nothing there. So I tell her, no, there's no deaths, no murders or anything like that. So I think that's the end of it, but that's just the beginning. She called me on a number
What time of night was it?
I would say midnight, maybe.
That's a lie.
I think we should have called Ghost Hunters. It might pertain a little bit better to this situation that we're dealing with.
How so?
I know that you have come across, a variety of people in your line of work, and as a landlord, I also have, but this tenant takes the cake.
Tell me.
She said, well, I think there's ghosts here.
Plaintiff Alicia Muniz says after he rented an apartment to the defendant, she called him in the middle of the night, claiming she saw a ghost.
What did she say when you called her back and said there's no history of that?
She said, okay, well, that's fine, but that wasn't the end of it.
Approximately when? What week of what month?
When she called would have been the second month into the lease.
And what month was that approximately? I don't know what
April.
month the lease
April
ran
this year.
from. April of 12. She calls you at midnight saying they're ghosts. And you tell her you looked into it and no one has been killed or maimed there to be a ghost, I guess. Ma'am?
Okay, Your Honor, I actually, when I talked to Mr. Muniz about the ghost situation, I asked him if there was anybody that lived there before me, and I did ask him about anybody dying in the house. I actually seen a shadow walk past my bedroom door, and I was the only person there at the time, so it really kind of scared me. No, I was actually sitting down watching television.
Okay. Some people get scared by their own shadow.
No.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
It was actually, I was sitting there watching television. My ex-boyfriend was not there at the time. He was actually at my mother's house. So that was the first incident. I had 3 incidents that happened.
When was the next?
The second incident where I was laying down,
month?
These both happened in March.
Okay.
So the second one.
What time was this one? The second one?
The second one, it was at night, but I did not call him. I did not contact him. I actually,
What time of night was this?
It was around 9, 10 o'clock.
And you were alone again?
No, actually, at that time, for the second one, my boyfriend was there. My ex-boyfriend was there.
And what did you see?
The second time, I seen a shadow in the window. And I asked my ex-boyfriend to come here. I'm like, I see something in the window, and you can tell that it wasn't shadows from the trees. It's like you can see a full-figured man in the window, and he had kind of like the Sherlock Holmes type of hat on. And you could see the whole figure of his face in the window. And I asked my ex-boyfriend to come here and look in the window, and he's like, I see it too. And so it starts to really freak me out. So I actually leave the house, and I go and I spend almost a whole week at my mother's house.
What does he do?
He stays there. He's not into the whole being scared of ghosts thing.
He saw a ghost, and he decided to just stay.
because he's not into the whole, he doesn't care about the whole ghost
He doesn't
thing.
mind ghosts living with him.
He doesn't care.
Huh?
Right.
He doesn't care.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't mind ghosts living with him.
So, and then I end up
Does he still
spending
live
the week.
there, or?
No.
Oh, he's your ex?
Yes.
When did he move?
He left, I would say, in June.
So he stayed there from March to June with a ghost because he didn't mind living with ghosts. That's what you say?
Exactly.
Good enough. All right. When did the third occur?
The third one occurred, my ex-boyfriend was going through
What
his
month?
phone.
Same month?
No, this was in April.
April. All right. What time was this one?
I could not tell you the
All
exact
right.
time. He was going through his phone. He was looking at a couple pictures, and he had noticed in his phone there was a picture of a shadow standing over me. Mm-hmm. And then when he told me this, I'm like, okay, well, this is just too much. Mm-hmm. When I had spoke to Mr. Munez, I told him, okay, well, you say you did research on it.
No. I'm talking about you and your boyfriend's conversation. We haven't gotten away from that yet.
Yes, about the conversation, I told him that I was going to do the research myself.
And what did your boyfriend, that's what you told him?
Yes, because I believed there was a ghost in the house.
Yeah, he believed it too, right?
Yes, and he said, okay, well, go ahead and do the research, figure out what you can figure out. If you need my help, I will help you. Mm-hmm. So I end up going to the library, and I went to the genealogy section.
No. What did you all do at the end of the appearance of the ghost?
After that, I said that I would handle this myself because I believed that there was ghosts in the house.
This was within a couple of minutes of seeing it. You said, I'll handle it myself.
Right.
And you all stayed there?
Yes. And
just
then
went to sleep, no problem.
It was hard to sleep, but
right.
I stayed
But
there.
you just went to sleep.
Yes, I
Last
stayed
time
there.
you left, you were so scared. The second time. The third time, you say, I'll just go to sleep.
I mean, what else could I do?
Leave again? Go ahead, sir.
Your Honor, when she called, I guess it would have been the third time, she said that her boyfriend had seen a picture of a shadow over top of her. Clearly, it was him over top of her. Where's the shadow coming from? That's him. He's standing over top of her. I don't know the relationship. I don't know the situation, but the shadow was probably coming from him, just like the shadow that she seen the first time was probably her when she's walking around the house.
So
by
what
herself as a
action
shadow.
did you take to try and address her allegation that she has seen ghosts?
Well, other than Googling it, I didn't have any Ghostbuster numbers or anything like that, so I didn't know what else to do. What
did you
am I
tell
supposed
her?
to do? I said, well, I've already looked into it. There's nothing I can do. You know, what else can I do? That was just the top, you know, that was just the beginning. There was plenty of other incidents that when she would call me numerous times, texting me, calling me about just, why haven't you returned my call? She's like calling me like she's an ex or something, like she's an ex-girlfriend that I can't
Regarding
shake.
the ghosts.
No, this is about anything and everything else. Some of them were about the ghosts. Some of them were about issues with the property, giving her money back, or doing stuff. But it's like she's texting and calling like someone that we're in a relationship. We're not. It's nonstop calling and you better call me back. You need to return my calls. And I don't know how to react to that because as a landlord, I just handle it or I'll get a hold of you when I can. I can't call you right now every time. And
Do you have any of the texts?
Oh, I have plenty of the text, and voice messages.
Let's see some of the earlier ones.
The early ones where
Yes.
she's texting and calling me nonstop.
Within a couple of minutes of seeing it, you said, I'll handle it myself.
Right.
And you all stayed there?
Yes. And
Just
then,
went to sleep, no problem.
I mean, what else could I do?
Leave again?
Plaintiff Alicio Muniz says after he rented an apartment to the defendant, she called him in the middle of the night claiming she saw a ghost.
Ma'am, let me hear from you.
Okay, first, I do not constantly call him. I only called him once when it came down to the ghost situation. Second, I would contact him about coming to fix the property because there were so many things wrong with the property to where my sink was leaking and I tried to get him to come and fix the sink. He would come and try to fix the sink, but then next thing you know, the next day it's leaking again.
Probably the ghost.
And then, no.
Go ahead.
That's a lie. But he would only come for a split second. And then when we had the incident to where my roof was leaking, the first thing he does is he puts nails in the ceiling. He doesn't try to patch it up or anything. He puts nails into the ceiling. And then he ended up going outside. He was supposed to go get a ladder. He goes outside and he never comes back. He left his toolbox there. His toolbox was at my apartment for almost 2 weeks. So when I finally got a hold of him to come and get his stuff, he would come over, and then I said, okay, you know, what are you gonna do about the ceiling? Oh, I have to get the stuff to patch it up. And he looks at it again, and him and his son comes over, and they go upstairs. I don't know what they did upstairs, but then it stopped leaking for a while, and then it rained really hard, and it started leaking again. And it started falling apart. I have pictures of the ceiling falling apart with the nails in it.
Let's see it, please.
I have a progress of pictures of where it was falling apart.
You have a dog?
I had a dog, yes, I did.
You have a list of your repairs again?
Yes.
That you were calling him about?
That was that's the bathroom window that
That's what that is?
That he never
What
came.
is this?
That is the ceiling.
Okay.
That's the ceiling in my bedroom. That is the bathroom that was broken when I moved in, that he said he was going to fix, that he never came and fixed. And I called him numerous times to come and fix the window, and he still did not come to fix the window.
Okay.
And then I told him about my bedroom window, which had a crack in the bedroom window, and he said he'll fix that too, and he ordered the windows, and he would come and fix them, and he never did.
Okay, and sir, I see in your text, your responses have been, 1, your dog did it. 2, you can move out. That was your responses to the woman who said that your damaged property needed repairing.
Right, the damages to the window were done after they moved in.
How about the ceiling?
That's a lie.
The ceiling was from a leak, but when my son and we went there to
so
fix
what happened?
whatever,
Why didn't you repair it?
I fixed the upstairs part, but the inside was cosmetic. And when I came to,
Did you fix it?
I didn't fix the cosmetics. I really didn't want to return because, like I said, I didn't really feel comfortable with the way she was. Oh, you thought it was ghost there too? Yeah, right. No, I didn't feel comfortable with the relationship status. She thought it was something else. I don't know if she thought maybe she was attracted.
That's a lie.
She's calling me all the time. Every time.
So you thought she was attracted to you.
I didn't feel comfortable
so that's why you didn't go and make the repairs. Good enough. $550 is your judgment. I believe he's perjuring himself. I believe you're lying. She doesn't want you. Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed. Yours is granted.
I mean, there's not much I can say. Hey, I guess the ghost can pay me my money.
Yeah, that's about all it's gonna pay is the Ghostbusters, not me.
You're gonna pay me.